Crazy Crypto Corner, because why not? And I think we're going to talk today a little bit about wallets, right? Transactions and
Transactions
wallets.
and wallets. Yeah.
This is kind of picking up from last week where we left off. We didn't really get this far.
Right. Because we were talking about blockchain, just kind of how it functioned and how it's like a ledger of accounts, etc.
Yeah, that's right. So what does it mean to own Bitcoin? Like, I'm just looking around here. I don't have any Bitcoin here.
I wish I did. You know, those the circle with the dollar sign as a
I could 3D. I could 3D print you a few and paint them gold or something like that.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Paint them orange. They should be orange. I should 3D print some and paint them orange for the presentation. That'd be funny. Give everybody a Bitcoin. We're giving out a Bitcoin at the presentation.
That would be great. That'd be great.
Oh, man. I hope Dan comes back. I feel like this might get off the rails.
What, with me? Nah.
Yeah.
I can't rein a conversation in to save myself. Rabbit holes are my thing.
Mm-hmm.
No, but
yeah. So owning Bitcoin is basically owning an address on a ledger on the blockchain.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a fair explanation, or do you think there's a better explanation?
Yeah, no, that's probably what I would go with as well. Because there's not really a way to physically own it, like you said, because it's on the blockchain and such. That public address is what the Bitcoins, air quotes again, would go to, the ones that you acquire or people send to you.
Right. Because really at the end of the day, Bitcoin is money. And what is money? It's a ledger of account.
Yes. Yeah. Like we talked about last week. The credits and the debits.
Yeah, exactly. So those public addresses, those are visible on the blockchain for everybody to see. So anybody can go in and audit, and I can see that Ben has done very well, and he has 56 Bitcoins. You know? And me, I have squandered my wealth, and I have 0.2 Bitcoins. But that's what you can go on there and you basically can see. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that I can see, because it is pseudo-anonymous.
Right.
It doesn't have, Ben has this many Bitcoins. It's just an address.
Yeah. And it would take a fair bit of piecemealing work to get to actually get it traced back, because that address eventually has a trail to the exchange that it was acquired from. Those Bitcoin or Satoshis were acquired from.
Yeah, I mean, that's what KYC sort of did. Having those sorts of laws imposed upon exchanges made it so that anything you buy exchange with fiat is going to be traceable. I mean, there's a lot of coins out there, probably the initial ones, the initial minings and things like that are probably still pretty anonymous in a sense.
Like privacy coins, or just the...
No, I just mean so the first Bitcoin that were mined by individuals, in the early days, they weren't bought through an exchange.
Right.
If people were smart and they mined them and they just put them in a wallet, those would be completely anonymous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because there's no real world identity attached to them.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, especially if it's Satoshi, because no one knows who.
Right. Yeah, that's right. We don't even know who he is. So, yeah. So now the private keys. So So in regards to transactions and wallets, how do the private keys work? Because we got the public addresses, or the public key that everybody can see.
Yeah.
So
that's where said Bitcoin or Satoshis are tied on the blockchain. And then private keys is what you use to sign a transaction.
Right.
Private key. Yeah, see, I get this one mixed up a lot just because there's so many different names for or ways to talk about said private keys.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's like seed phrase and mnemonic phrase and things like that.
That's right.
Essentially,
I kind of view it as like two pieces of a puzzle, and you have to have both of the pieces of the puzzle to unlock access.
Yes. Yeah, I guess
that's kind of how I look at it.
Yeah, trying to get to we lost Dan. Dang it. But because when I'm thinking about it, I'm more thinking about how the private keys are what like with a 12-word seed phrase, you're looking at 12 words that are assigned to the ones and zeros. That is your private, like the pattern of ones and zeros that is your private key. But yeah, the puzzle piece analogy works a whole lot better.
Hey, I have a simple brain, so I got to think in simple terms.
Hey, my brain just runs in circles. Like the hamster wheel, and I can never get off.
Yeah. So how do we get those private keys?
Generally, the wallet just generates them for you.
Yeah,
just randomly, and then but it then encrypts them. Well, it then encrypts them on your device, or if you're using a software wallet, so like an app, and then if you're using a hardware wallet or a cold storage wallet. I guess the good way to compare those two is hot and cold. So hot wallets connect to the internet most of the time, or quite easily connected to the internet. You can turn your Wi-Fi and your data off on your phone and not have it connected. But there could be screen capware or malware on your phone that you don't know of. But cold wallet, like a Ledger, which is what I have, or a Trezor, they're not connected to the internet, and you have to write down the seed phrase or the private keys that it generates, and then from there, you gotta depends on how you store it, but you want to keep them private.
Yeah, that's right. So let's talk about custodial versus non-custodial first before we get quite so far. So like a wallet generates and holds private keys. So if we're talking about self-custody versus
very important.
Right. An exchange also is a wallet, right? But it just why can't I just keep my Bitcoin on ShakePay or Coinbase or Binance or whatever?
Well, because you don't hold the keys, they do. So it's not in your, like, in very simple terms, it's not self-custodied because it's in their custody.
Right.
Custody.
Gotta lay off the water there, Ben.
Oh, he's back.
Oh, he's back. He graces us with his presence once again.
Anyway, I mentioned, adapting on the fly earlier. Anyway,
yeah,
I was forced in, so I had to change locations, track down some better Wi-Fi.
All right. So we're just talking about custodial versus non-custodial wallets, and
an exchange is a bad idea.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Because in
I
that
leave all my
case,
Bitcoin on an exchange. Is there something wrong with that?
Absolutely.
just hang on a second here. Just how do I there we go. Okay. And I removed Dan from the call.
Yeah, only self-custody here.
Yeah. This is a self-custody only podcast.
But hey, what about ShakePay?
Yeah, what about ShakePay? We'll wait till Dan gets back on. So yeah, so when you hold your own keys, that basically makes it so it's uncensorable. If you hold someone else is holding your keys, it's much like holding it in a bank or in a you know, I don't know, by a trusted third party. And that way you have access to it, but if for some reason they wanted to take away your access to it, you would potentially lose your money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. I guess the reason I brought up ShakePay is because, like, you know, we love ShakePay, but it's still an exchange, and I'm pretty sure that they would say as well, you know, not your keys, not your coins.
Yeah, for sure.
They definitely get the Bitcoin principles and sound money and self-custody sort of stuff. So they would say get it off their exchange.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's kind of funny. You'd think it would be counterintuitive for an exchange to promote that, but I've never really heard them say it outright. But
yeah, I guess I might be putting words in their mouth, but they're pretty decent, pretty decently minded as far as, you know, the Bitcoin sphere and crypto.
Yeah.
So what about what about a what's the word I'm looking for? A decentralized exchange like Polarity.exchange.
Yeah, so that's a scenario where it's a decentralized exchange, so they are not subject to the same KYC laws. They're set up kind of interesting, almost because they're like a multi-sig wallet, are they not? Or is it not truly multi-sig, but you have a wallet inside of their exchange somehow?
The sign-up process for Polarity was mind-bogglingly long for me, but that was just because I was just getting into it. I was pretty brand new to the Bitcoin universe and the crypto sphere. Mm-hmm. But yeah, and I know that I have multiple sets of keys. I'm pretty sure. Do I? No, I lost them in the boating accident. But I'm pretty sure that Polarity is like a non-custodial DEX, like a decentralized exchange. I think. Yeah. We having technical difficulties with Dan?
Yeah, he can't get back on.
Oops.
Oops. I didn't ban him, I promise, people. Oh dear.
My goodness.
Yeah, so the multi-sig thing is really interesting to me because I think when you get into multi-sig wallets, so a multi-sig wallet, just for people who don't know, basically it allows you to sort of share custody of Bitcoin, let's say, for example, but neither party has full control. And so in a sense, you can enter into a relationship with another party. And then there's a third party that holds the key that sort of gives like a majority to one side or the other, I guess, is the best way to explain it. That's how I think of it. And that opens up a lot of interesting possibilities as far as, you know, lending or using your Bitcoin as collateral for a loan or, you know, other investment type.
Or will.
Yeah, or a will. That exactly. You could will it, and It takes that third part of the key in order to actually unlock that crypto. So I think that opens up a lot of possibilities, and there'll be a lot of advances in technology in the future for that, I think.
Yeah. But
yeah, so that's
all of it, like self-custody, this whole side of Bitcoin really shines a light on individual sovereignty and responsibility.
yes.
Like when, again, that's a big reason why I'm a fan of Bitcoin and what it, there's a lot of reasons I'm a fan of Bitcoin, but, but it just, giving an individual like giving them some responsibility back, some freedom back.
But it's really interesting. I mean, we do these Bitcoin presentations in various places for people, and not everybody is this way. Most of the people we do them for are, pretty pro freedom people, but you can see some lights going off sometimes when you explain to people that they're responsible for securing it, and they say, well, what if I lose, my seed phrase? You go, well, then I guess you've lost your crypto.
Yeah.
And they go, oh, and their first reaction is, well, that doesn't sound safe.
I don't want to do that. I don't like that. I don't like the sound of that.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, that doesn't, because if my bank account, gets hacked, or my credit card gets hacked, I can call the bank and they'll freeze it, transactions, and I can get a new card. But we've come so far from true individual responsibility about things that I think we've really lost the money side of things, because our money has always been held by a trusted third party.
Yeah.
By and large.
Yeah. So when presented with that, what should be, I believe it's a God-given right, that individual sovereignty and responsibility and the freedom, when presented with that, because like you said, we've been conditioned for so long to accept this third party that we can kind of fall back on.
Exactly.
It's, it's foreign, but it shouldn't be. So it's just, oh, he's back.
Oh, he's back again. How long are you going to stay this time, Dan?
Yeah. Hopefully a while. I'm a little bit concerned about what you guys are doing today.
Well, there we go. We've guaranteed.
Like, what did you break while I was gone?
We've guaranteed at least one listen tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right.
And then we'll get some listener feedback from anonymous 3920 on YouTube. See, that's not how wallets work.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll be busy on my troll accounts tomorrow.
Oh, that's funny. Well, I think we've pretty well wrapped up this first part of the show. So I think we should move on to the main topic.